Grant, thank you. Continuing coverage now on the fallout surrounding the recent DUI arrest of Poplar Bluff city manager.
Just days after Robert Nodell told me his arrest in Mississippi was related to a medication issue, he is now admitting to driving after drinking and says he is temporarily stepping down from his duties.
Where we saw
an unexpected change in Poplar Bluff city government. City manager Robert Nodell says he's taking a period of leave away from his duties for medical and personal reasons. The news comes just days after we first reported Nodell's October 4th DUI arrest in DeSoto County, Mississippi. This sheriff's office incident report details deputies finding an open beer and several beer cans throughout Nodell's car. A portable breath test put his blood alcohol level at .168. In his statement, Nodell acknowledges his recent arrest and the fact that he drove after drinking. "I deeply regret this lapse in judgment," he says, offering an apology to his family, friends, the city of Poplar Bluff, and anyone I may have put at risk. This new statement is much different than the explanation Nodell offered me on December 4th, when he called his arrest an issue related to a new medication he was taking. Nodell now says he hopes to make things right with professional help and hopes to regain trust and return to serving his hometown.
We've been working.
So what happens while he's gone? We reached out to Mayor Shane Kornman, who tells us city staff has mobilized to ensure all services continue without interruption as they support Nodell in his recovery. We hired Robert because of his extensive experience, strong relationships, and deep love for Poplar Bluff, Kornman says. None of that has changed.
The mayor also says the city manager has earned enough time off that he can seek treatment without any additional cost to taxpayers. Nodell's first court appearance in Mississippi on a misdemeanor DUI charge is set for January 8th. Now, meantime, Congressman Jason Smith is weighing in on Nodell's situation. Smith sent out a statement saying Poplar Bluff is a better place to work and live because of Nodell. Smith says he's proud Nodell is stepping back to focus on recovery and he will be back stronger than ever.